now to a moon piece. That content coming soon. Back to the regular scheduled program. It's a banger, not a slow jam. Word. I don't even know how to start this video off. I'll just say this. Um, I ended up randomly watching a full movie on Twitch because the person who was streaming had some like legal way that doesn't violate terms of service or whatever or anything like that, where basically they can stream a whole movie. I mean, I know that people are able to do it through like, what is it, like Amazon Prime or some shit. Like they have those like watch parties on Twitch. This wasn't that though. Like it was like some other thing where it was like literally like you just like watch the, as soon as you're like in the stream you could like see the movie type shit. I don't know, but it got a pass. I don't know, but the movie like that the streamer was showing was Orange County. And before I even say anything else, me wearing this orange shirt is not, it's not a, it wasn't intentional. Like I wasn't wearing this shirt just so I could talk about Orange County. Like I'm not corny like that. You know, get off me. But yeah. So I'm like watching this movie. Now, first, like when the guy said that, like, you know, his he was going to be streaming this movie Orange County. For some reason, like the name, I just was like, oh, like this is a movie I've seen before. I know this movie. Like, yeah, like I seen this shit. And it started playing, and this movie was not what I thought it was. I mean, I knew it was going to be like an early 2000s movie, but I don't know. I guess I was expecting like some sort of like corny ass American Pie type movie, some shit. Nothing against American Pie movies, but you know, you know, if you know, you know. But yeah, the movie was about like this guy who was basically like, you know, getting ready for college. You know what I'm saying? He was like at the tail end of his high school years or whatever. And hold on. Yeah, so he was in the tail end of his high school years and getting ready for college. And he was like, he felt lost. And you know, he was just mostly just spending the time just kicking it with his friends, just surfing, partying, bullshitting, regular teen shit, hanging out with his girlfriend. And he was on a beach one day and he just finds this book that's just buried in the sand on this on this beach. Um, which I don't know. I mean, like that's a pretty cool way to find a book. I think, you know what I'm saying. Like I would like to be on a beach one day and find a book that, you know, just sitting there. But not only does he find this book just sitting there in the sand, but it's a book that really applies to his life. Like it's a book that he can really relate to because the book was about you know, like a teen, you know, and a teen that was lost, and I guess like just teen shit. I don't know, like the movie didn't go into specifics about like what the book was about, but basically how the main character described it was a book that he could relate to. Anyways, um, so he said that he liked the book so much that he like read it like, what I think he said like 52 times within that year or whatnot. And he read the book so much that like basically like it inspired him to want to be a writer type shit. And the author of the book was somebody that he really looked up to and all that type of stuff. So the main character starts like, you know, writing and everything like that. He's like really into the whole writing process and writing stories and all that stuff. And it gets to a point that like, you know, he's like cutting off all this other stuff to write. Like, you know, he's no longer surfing, he's no longer partying, he's no longer bullshitting with his friends. It's just him and just the pencil and pad, you know. So he's writing until he has a full story. Okay. And he's like, giving it to everyone to read. Everybody's saying that's really good, all that stuff. So he decides that, you know, he's going to apply to the college in which the author of the book works at, right? And, he like sends in like his um what is it? His college, not admission, but college. Why can't the word pop in my head? Um College application. That's what it was. I don't know why I was getting application mixed up with admission. I don't know. But anyways, sending his college application, his transcript. He sent his story to the guy who works at the college and everything like that. I know he's a professor there, but I don't know for what. I guess my phone's being blown up right now. For something like involving English type shit. But you know, sends it. And this is a goofy movie, so I mean, like, basically, like, he sends in his uh application, comes back, he doesn't get accepted into the college, even though his grades are really good and he has high SAT scores. But long story short, like, the lady who was supposed to send in his transcript sent in somebody else's transcript thinking that it was his, and it was somebody who had like low SAT scores, low, like, grades and all that stuff like that. So it becomes this whole adventure of him trying to like fix everything so that he can like go to the school, essentially. Um and as like he's like trying to fix all this stuff that's going on, he's obviously like brushing off his friends. He's getting mad at his parents because his parents are crazy and all over the place and just doing wild shit. He's getting mad at his brother because his brother is like, like a, what's the word? He's just an addict who just does wild shit. His girlfriend is by his side trying to help, but eventually she gets upset because she's like, oh, like, if you go to this college, you're gonna be far away from home. So that means that, like, we're not gonna really be able to see each other. That might be it for us, and you don't care, all that stuff. So, you know, things go on. He's trying to fix everything, and it seems like he's gonna like it. It basically seems like he's almost about to fix everything, and he's gonna get into college, and everything's gonna be cool. But something happens that basically just collapses that whole thing, and he ends up back at square one where he's just not going to be able to get into this college. Then he's just sitting there like upset, like, oh man, like everybody's just everybody just screwed up everything for me. Like, when I needed everybody the most, they basically folded on me, all that stuff. And, he's just upset. He just dreads, like, his life back at home. Like, he just hates it. And he's just like moping around. I'm basically like just telling the whole story, but still, like, just watch the movie. But yeah, so he eventually gets in contact with the author who works at the college because he's like on the college campus at this point, and he talks to him and everything like that. And the author's like, hey, like, this is a really good story that you wrote, but there is one problem. And then the main character's like, what's the problem? And the author's like, doesn't have an ending, right? So then that's when the main character goes, well, I didn't get into the college that I wanted to be in, so I don't know what to write. And then the author says something along the lines of, well, how the story is written, because obviously the main character wrote the story about his life, all that stuff. So the author basically puts it in terms of like, well, how I see it is you have all these people in your corner, your friends, your family, your girlfriend, whatever, And what makes this story real is that even though these people are a mixed up bunch, right? What makes what makes the story real is how he realizes that as messed up as these people are, as goofy as they are and destructive, all that stuff, they still have potential. You know what I'm saying? Like there's still like a thing about them that like makes the story genuine. Like, you know, like they're all written with love, and like they're written in a way of like basically like that the author, the main character, um has faith in them. You know what I'm saying? Like he, you know, like he knows that there's like redeeming qualities about them. So then main character gets a light bulb that goes off in his head, and he goes and he reunites with his brother, his girlfriend, his family, all that stuff. And, you know, they go home. Comes home, his dad's there, mom. There's oh yeah, I forgot to say that the mom and dad were uh, the mom and dad were separated, like they were divorced or whatever, but by some crazy circumstance they came back together, so now they're, you know, like in one household now. And the dad, while the main character, aka his son, was out, he was making a bunch of calls to, I think the school's called Stanford. But yeah, like he made a call out to Stanford, and he's like, "Oh, like, you know, I got offers, such and such, like, you know, get my son in, blah blah blah." So when the son comes home, he's all like, "Hey, I'm home, whatever, blah blah blah." And then the mom and the dad are like, "Hey, like, you know, good news, we got you into Stanford." Basically, like, you know, making that whole thing come to full circle of like how, you know, the son had doubt in his family, but, you know, his family came through for him. Like they basically made it so that now he can, you know, go to the school that he wanted, that he worked so hard to get into, and so that he can live the life that he wants to live, all that stuff. Cool. So everybody's happy except for, you know, his girlfriend, because, you know, her boyfriend's gonna be gone, and that's it. So main character's happy, he goes into his room, he thinks about it for a little bit, comes back, and he's just like, "Oh, well, you know, I've been doing some thinking, and well, you know, I don't need to be at this college to be a great writer. I can still be here, and I can still be with y'all, whatever, blah blah blah." Credits roll, story's over. Like basically like the whole uh I guess like just overall plot is just realizing that everything that that guy thought he needed to prove that he was worthy to himself, he already had. He didn't need to go to this college. He didn't need to work with this author. He didn't need to do all that stuff to be a good writer. Oh yeah, that's also what the author said. He was already a good writer. You don't need to do all that stuff to be a good writer or to become the next big author, whatever. Like you already have it. And I don't know, like it's such a small thing, because it's like literally like dumbing it down really is just like, oh yeah, like I just watched a movie on Twitch. Like what the fuck? Like why are you making this video? Like you're not reacting to anything. You're just on YouTube talking about how you saw a movie on Twitch. Okay, whatever. But it's like the sentimental value of it. Like just, well, for one, this is a old early 2000s movie. So obviously it made me nostalgic. You know what I'm saying? Like I do miss a lot of 2000s, early 2000s era movies and all that stuff. And yeah, maybe I'll maybe I'll watch some of my old 2000s movies in a bit. But it was just the damn theme behind it. It just hit. I don't know. Just that whole thing of like that, I feel like a lot of young people, including myself, I'm like, I'm doing better with it now, but I would say like a year, 2 years ago, you couldn't tell me anything. Like I really thought that like I just dropped the ball completely. But like, life doesn't work that way. Like, life is a very unexpected turn of events. And, like, I feel like we see so much on social media, on the internet in general, on the TV, whatever, where it's just like people just kind of make it seem like you need this thing and that thing and this thing. You need to achieve this at this age. You need to do this by that age. You gotta have this by that age, whatever, so that you could be like worthy or good enough or desirable, whatever. And it's just like that's not true. It's not. Like that's all superficial bullshit. But it's like we fall for it over and over again. And it's like I get it. Like a lot of us are goal oriented, and like we just want to you know do better, be better, all that stuff. But it's like we just like think that excess, that like material possessions, all that other bullshit is just what's going to be the proper accolade for it. And it's like it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's life is going to turn out different. Like just I don't know, like we're all going to have different experiences. We're going to have like different journeys as far as like how we get from where we're at now to the future and all that shit. Like everything's gonna work out for a lot of people, for everyone, mostly. Not to be, what I'm saying, but like it's just I don't know. Like it's not all in a vacuum. You know what I mean? Like it's just I don't know. Like it's like that saying goes. Like it's not about the destination. It's about the journey. Like wait, did I my brain is farting a little bit because I realize I see the time and I see that I talked for a bit, but like I think I mentioned if I didn't, I'll just mention it again. Um, there was a there was an article that I read about how like expectations kind of like ruin um like the human experience and life and stuff, because it's like we get so caught up in like what we expected to happen that we don't appreciate what did happen type shit, and we don't like pick that up and run with it like as experience. We just be like, oh well, this didn't happen the way I wanted it to, so therefore fuck that whole thing. I'm mad. I'm gonna be depressed, and that's just it. And it's like, nah, like you gotta, what I'm saying? Like things are gonna happen in your life, and it's like even though there are things that you don't necessarily want, they're going to be like the remnants or like the little tools and pieces that you can use to like basically like yeah, to use to like get to where you want to be, or somewhere close to where you want to be, or even bring you to somewhere where that you didn't even know that you wanted to be, but you know it's gonna reveal yourself to you. Like what I'm saying, like everybody's gonna get what they want and get where they want to be. You know, eventually, you just gotta like have the what's the word? I guess have the patience, the wisdom, and the I guess what's the word I'm looking for? The Jesus, I'm so bad with words when I'm recording. Oh my god. The I'm so bad with words. Oh my god. Um the I'm really gonna pause this. Hold on. I literally had to go on I literally had to go on Google and search up like an antonym, or I'm so bad with words. The synonym for like what I was looking for. And the word is perseverance. You gotta have the perseverance to just follow through with like your life. You know what I'm saying? Your life is a journey. Okay. So it's like journeys are not uh they're not worth like going down or going through with if you know how the outcome is going to be. Like that's just how it goes. That goes with like anything. That goes with like movies, music, real life shit, whatever. Like it's not entertaining if it doesn't give you something new, hit you with some curveballs, like just like kind of just like what I mean. Like it just doesn't have you thinking. Like it's just life would not be worth living if it's just like you just know how everything's gonna go, everything went your way, you just got what you wanted. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's just not what it's meant to be. Okay. And yeah, like that. I don't know. Like that's just mainly what I got out of this movie was like all the things that I wanted. Now I can either say I'm glad I didn't get, or I say, man, I didn't get this now, but what I did get was some things that'll help me to, follow that thing down some more and have a better chance of getting it next time around. Simple. And honestly, I I don't know, like just looking back at it now, I'm just like, man, if I would have got what I wanted a while back, I would have really been lost. Like I really would not have been able to know how to handle that thing that I wanted back then because I didn't have the tools, I didn't have like the mental capacity to deal with that that thing of desire, whether it's like I don't know, like a title or a thing, like an actual physical thing or person or whatever. Like it just, you know, I just would not be able to deal with it. So it's like just now it's like learning all the lessons and going through all the stuff that I have. I'm just like, man, I'm so better off now. Like I because of all the stuff that I learned and I've gone through, I'm just like I feel so ready to take on the world. And still open to, learning new things. Like I obviously don't think that I know everything. And I feel like it doesn't matter how old you get. Like it doesn't matter if you're like fucking 80 years old, 100 years old. You still don't know everything. And that's the beauty of being alive and shit. It's just like, just constantly knowing that there's always going to be like some sort of journey. There's always going to be something new that you learn. There's always going to be like this whole thing of like just adventure for the most part. And that's just what I look forward to every day. Even now, like like some like a small minded person will look at where I'm at and go, man, that guy's down terrible. That guy has nothing. He doesn't have shit. Meanwhile, I, an intellectual, I go, hey, this may not be the glamorous, fucking. I don't have like three fucking sports cars in the driveway. I'm not living in a fucking mansion in a gated community on the hills or no shit like that. I'm not known by like at least 50,000 people across the world or some shit like that. Like, nah, but I mean, like, still, it's like the amount of stuff that I've learned, the things I can do, and the things I'm learning to do, and just like, I don't know, all this potential that I have and everything, like, just relationships that I've formed and new relationships that I'm gonna form in the future, all that stuff, it just makes me just excited to just be alive and just say that I'm here and that I can just do things. It makes me excited to just go to sleep tonight and wake up for tomorrow, you know? And it's like with all that too, it's like I just feel like it just makes me happy to be me type shit. You know what I mean? Like it just I don't know, like the whole like just having a title and accolades and shit. Like I don't know. Like it's just like where I'm at, I just feel like Nobody could tell me who I am but me, you know? And there's just something that's just very beautiful and powerful about that. Um, I don't know. I gotta stop saying I don't know. I do that a lot, especially when I'm just like chatting. Well, this isn't even just chatting, but you know, um, I don't know. It's just something as simple as I said it again, but it's something about seeing that movie, a movie from the 2000s, like damn near like 10, 20 years old, that just got me like, damn, all that, like literally all I just said came from watching that movie on Twitch. Like, just, I remember being in high school and just having the lowest self esteem. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I was still a happy person. I was still like kicking it with my friends and shit and having girlfriends and doing whatever. But deep down, like I really suffered with that whole thing of just like, this is it. Nothing I do outside of this matters. Nobody cares. I'm not good enough for more than half of the things that I want to do. But even back then in high school, there was so many things that I went through and people around me and whatever who would just constantly tell me over and over again, bro, you are good enough. You are good enough. Look at these medals, look at these awards, look at all this shit that you accomplished, look at what you did. And you still don't believe it for yourself. Even through college. Like I just so many nights just sitting alone and literally going whole days not talking to people, just being like sad as fuck and depressed. And now it's just like I don't know. I just think about that a lot. But now I actually believe it. Now I'm just like, no, I'm beyond good enough. I am a fantastic fucking person, and I don't need anybody to tell me that. I tell myself that every day. I make up for lost time. Talented, smart, uh, funny. I literally make so many people laugh. Like if I don't believe I'm funny at this point, then fuck it. Like you know what I'm saying. Like humor is just dead. But um, I don't know. Like it's just this is me rambling, but I don't know. Like I feel like there's good energy behind it, so that's why I'm making this video, because maybe somebody will see this video and will take the remnants of what I said and apply it to themselves and maybe even relate. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just gonna cut it here because if I talk any more, then it's just gonna be me talking in circles. So yeah, that's really about it. As always, my social media accounts are in the description below. Um, like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. It helps me a lot, but you should know by this point. I'm not pressuring you, but I'm pressuring you. Okay, so yeah, that's really about it. So yeah, until next video, peace.